Can you hear the birds? This is a beautiful day today. God is good and his mercies endure forever. Now I'm outside, I'm at work, trying to do my voiceover for this video, but decided to just show you how beautiful this day is. I heard the birds singing and I'm like, wow, God is good. There is nothing that we should be complaining about, regardless of whatever situation we find ourselves in this morning. As you can hear, they are doing their maintenance and groundwork, so that's the noise you're hearing. But I'm going to try my best to get through this voiceover for you today. Enjoy the rest of your day and let's get into the video. Well, hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you are new, welcome to you as well. This is Christine, your DIY craftaholic, so let's get crafting. This is a decor piece I had used last summer. I did not do much to it then because I knew that I would someday reuse it, and that day has come. So I'm just ripping off the rope that I had placed there and removing the tag from behind it, and then peeling off the paper. I was going to use this side, but it was too much work to do anything, so I'm going to be using the back. So I took my Waverly chalk paint in Ocean and some folk art crimson red, and I took this set stencil that I got in a set from Temu with some sunflowers stencil as well, and I'll be using that here. So as you saw, I just marked where I needed to separate the board, and then I'm taking some painter's tape and covering the top part. And I'm using my finger to just make sure that the tape is securely placed on the board because I don't want the paint to bleed through. And there I just measured the stencil once more. I took some folk art chalk paint and painted the bottom half of the board and then dried that, and once it dried I removed the tape, placed that back at the top and used my finger again to securely place that down, and then painted the top part with the ocean and then dried that. And all I needed is one good coat. And now it's dried. Now I'm ready to apply my stencil. I'm using some Mod Podge with a sponge dabber just to make sure that I don't have any bleeding. The Mod Podge on the stencil does help. I do apologize for how that half of the voiceover sounded. I'm trying to do the voiceover and I'm at work, and doing it outside was too windy. Doing it inside the building, I sounded like I was in a fishbowl. And here I am trying again at another location. So let's see how this sounds. Everybody left the office, so I'm sitting at my desk and I'm like, okay, Christine, let's do this before they come back. Anyway, so there you saw I placed the stencil down on the board and I used bits of painter's tape to tape it down, and then I took the same sponge dabber and a little white paint and I'm just dabbing that on at the top where the stars and the welcome is. Voiceover is my least favorite part of creating videos, and this one gave me a lot of challenges. I mean, I don't mind editing sometimes, but when I'm supposed to do the voiceover, then it's like a lot of work. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And then when that done, I rinsed the sponge dabber out. It's the only one I had. I could not find another one at the time, so I rinsed that out, and then I used the red paint to do the same thing with the bottom half of the wood round. And because those little pieces are loose, I used my finger to hold them down to make sure that the paint doesn't get underneath. And now I'm done. Let's reveal and see what we have under here. I know that I'm gonna get some bleeding. I just know it. So I'm just removing the tape and then remove the stencil, and there you see I had some bleeding and a part of it did not transfer on properly, but that's an easy fix. I took a fine paintbrush and then I'm just touching up those sections, and to even out the top part I just took a piece of masking tape and cover that part, and then just paint that section with the red paint. And as I lifted that, you saw where a little bit of the paint was lifted, but that's okay because it gave it a rustic look. Next, to seal it, and before I did any embellishment, I took some Mod Podge and my little Mod Podge brush, and I applied that all across the surface. Now that's done and dried, I took a piece of boxwood pick and I cut 2 pieces large enough to make a swag. Put both of them together and then connected them with a piece of jute cord. Just wrap that around a couple times and then set that aside. I take a piece of burlap ribbon with this red trim that I got from BB Craft, and I made a bow. I just did the awareness fold, wrapped the jute around the middle, tied it, and then I took the tails, folded it on itself, and then snip off a piece in an angle, and then took the lighter and just cinched the edges. Next, I took the swag and a heavy duty stapler and just stapled that on the board. I could have used the Mod Podge, but I didn't want it falling off, so the staple was the best bet. Next, I glued on the bow and I just held it in place until the glue set up. And then for my hanger, I took some of these beads that I got from Walmart. I did 6 of them, dark and light tones, and then glue them on at the back, and then cover all of that with a piece of brown paper using some Eileen's tacky glue and a little bit of hot glue. If you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. I sanded off the excess of the paper, and this one is complete. Let me know what you think about this one. I love it so much. So this is a new challenge called Wood Round or Wreath Wednesdays, which is being hosted by Aurea from DIY with Aurea and Loli from Loli D's Creation. And this is really where we post a wood round or wreath DIYs every 4th Wednesday of the month at 5 p.m. I will leave the ladies' links in my description box as well as the playlist. Please go down and check them out as soon as you get done watching this video. So now let's jump into our second DIY. And guys, I only have 2 DIYs for you today. So this is a wreath ring that came on a set of 3 a set of 3 from the Dollar Tree. And this little welcome wood sign, I purchased this from Shane. I thought it was much bigger, but when it came I realized that the sign was too small. But anyway, I'm using it right now. It is perfect for this little wreath. So I took this a piece of this burlap ribbon, and I just went around the ring. At first I wanted to just leave a little piece off, but then it didn't look too right, and I used the rest of the ribbon and just went all the way around the ring and covered that. And here I am gluing on my little welcome sign onto the wreath ring with some hot glue. And then I had these sprigs of greenery. I'm gonna put that part, put one piece at the top left and the other piece at the lower right corner, and I just forced that through the burlap and then use some hot glue to glue that down. And then to glue the berries in place, I use some hot glue as well. Guys, I want to thank you so much for coming by my channel. I really do appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you so much If you watched this video to the end, thank you so much for putting up with the sound. But as I said before, you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? And now when I was done gluing on the greenery, I took a piece of jute cord and made a little hanger. Just tied that around, leaving the distance about 3 inches, and then just glue down the end. Just a reminder that this video is a part of a playlist. Don't forget to check out the host channels as well as the playlist down below. And to cover the hole on the top of the sign, I took one of these little bees. I purchased these from Temu when I was ordering stuff from Temu. And I glued one down to cover that hole. And then this ribbon is from the Dollar Tree. I took a piece, made another little bow, the awareness fold, and just use a piece of jute cord to tie that down. Now I left the cord visible because it blended in with the color on the wood. I didn't cover that part. And after I made that bow, I just glued that on the other corner where the hole was. Dovetail the tails of the bow and call this one done. Again, thank you so much for joining me. This one video that should have been done in one day took me almost an entire 2 days. But anyway, that is behind me. I want to thank Aurea and Loli for accommodating me and having my video on the playlist. Guys, don't forget to check out their channels and the playlist down in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this content and would love to see more, I suggest this video right here or this playlist. And stay safe, my friends, until my next one. Bye.